Hello folks, just a quick update on what I'm doing. I have had this arrive just in the last few days. This is, like I said, Dinitrol cavity wax, which I'm going to apply to the inside of the quarter panel, which I've taken off. So I'm going to show you that in a second. I have sort of primered the inside. Obviously, the body shop didn't do that because I didn't take the inner panels off, but they probably would have if I had. But I didn't really mind doing a bit of the after work, the prevention work. Apparently, this is the clear version, and it is one of the better ones. I didn't buy the extension nozzle because I didn't think I'd really get in those areas enough to justify it. The other thing is this trim panel, which I put the small one on yesterday and it worked absolutely fine. But this one is the challenging one because, as I say, they tend to bow out just a bit at the front. You can actually see in the photo very clearly what's going on there. But we're going to strip this back and I'm just going to apply as much pressure. I've used 3M tape, VHB tape. I don't know what that stands for actually. But this is better than the generic stuff that I was using before, and hopefully it won't come off or fall off while driving like the cheap stuff did the one time. So yeah, I've cleaned it back and it's all looking really nice now to go on. So I'll proceed to do that in a bit. Just before I forget, I did have this arrive today, a new Z-Tech badge, brand new in the packet that I won in an auction for about 14 quid. And do you know what, 14 quid? For a badge, it's terrible, isn't it? But it isn't, because that badge, you can't get that for less than 30 quid online. These Ford badges are so expensive because no aftermarket manufacturer actually makes them. So Ford can charge whatever the hell they like. And to be fair, I bidded against 2 people, so people do want these badges. There is a market for them. So yeah, put that on later. Alright, okay folks, you join me back at the car. Basically I've had to take the trim panel off here, and I believe these slits are the only way of getting cavity wax into the front of the sill, because as far as I can see, I can't see any holes where they go through. Literally there's nothing down there. You've got the wiring down there and everything, but there is literally nothing, and I can actually see daylight through there. There is a tiny hole, which I presume is the drain hole. So that's the only way of getting cavity wax into the sill is via here. So I'll try and get as much in as possible. I'll just come into the car, just briefly. I've got to be quick because I've got my tea cooking, and quite frankly, I don't want to wreck it. I have just done some satin black just up here, as you can see what the torch is showing, and up there. And it still smells of paint. As you can see, the painting was quite brief, as you can see, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to be seen. I just want it to be useful. So you can see the welds down there, okay, that I've just tipped over with a bit of zinc primer, well, a bit of rust converter just in case that there was any bits missed by the body shop. I'm always thorough like that. And zinc primer and just some satin black, nothing special. And as you can see, it's a bit blotchy, but as long as it's all down there and I've sort of gone across here, I don't mind. That's the main thing. It's all nice and tidy. That's the main thing. And this is nice and solid, this plate that was welded in. This is where they rot, by the way. They rot exceptionally close to the seatbelt mounting points down here. But this is typically where they go, and that is nice and solid still. That was done really well by a garage years ago, so something to just be aware of. If you're buying a Focus Mark 1, just check for these areas. You don't have to get under the car because you probably have those carpet liners that I've removed. But get in the car and just take this seat slab up, and you'll be able to see in the corner where the belt goes, where if there's rot. Most of them will have that problem if they haven't been already looked at, so just something to be aware of. I will be covering that in a video very shortly, but that's where I'm going to shoot cavity wax down there and through that gap down there. You know, see the slits, they stop there where the sill kind of, it comes into this bit here, and I'll just shove some up here. That's all I can do, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, I'm just going to point out just one thing. sorry about that, my finger's in the way. That bowing out that way. Now that is because obviously it's slightly bowed out and bent as they can get, and I believe there's just 2 types of tape on there. I didn't take the original back to the actual plastic when I put these back on years ago, so there's 2 layers of tape there, so that's why it sticks out quite a bit. Even though it's not bad, you see at the end it's just gone then, and obviously that's Gorilla Glue and it's coming off a little bit. This will all be done at some point next year, but if you come around here and if I just put it on, focus, come on, 10 times better. That's sitting nice and flush, so is that. That is exactly how it's supposed to sit, and I tell you what, this tape has gone on rock solid. Look at that. I'm sorry, this paintwork is so reflective now and glossy. It's like a complete mirror. I might as well just be having a mirror of my own face and my own skinny legs. But look at that, it's absolutely sitting as flush as factory. I'm so pleased with that. But now we've got this little bit, and I'll just put some of the plastic trim, just to the trim gel, just to get it up really nicely. And this is actually a Diamond Bright product, Replenish. I do like some of their products, but I'm not sure about this one. I prefer the Auto Glim vinyl and rubber to this. I think this is kind of more silicone-y. I don't quite like how it applies. But we're going to get this nice and centered just here, and look how shiny that is. It is worth the money. Right, I'll get that placed on in a second, and I'm sure, hello, it will look really nice afterwards. That's been nicely applied now, and I've got it pretty much where it should be. It looks like it's pointing down, but it isn't. If I stand back, that looks really nice and centered. If you look at the entire side of the car, yep, that's exactly what I was looking for. Feast your eyes on that. It will never look this good ever again. From today, you'll start to see more of this. It's anything with Panther Black. It's an amazing colour, but unfortunately, from today, we're going to see some wear. But my job is to try and use the car, preserve it as best as I can, enjoy it, and get the other side done. Good night, guys.